Hey, everybody.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. How
All
are
right.
you?
I'm doing okay, Jimmy.
Yes.
Well, we are here in the beautiful studio, Michelle. It's looking especially nice today for some reason.
It is a little
Yep.
warm in here today, too. Isn't
Cozy.
It? Yeah.
I think what it is, the last few weeks it's been hot and we didn't like it. And today it's cozy because it's cold outside and we have a heater on.
We do.
Isn't that weird how it may be the same temperature?
In just a short amount of time, how quickly things change.
Yes.
Last week you were swatting flies.
And today we're watching snowflakes.
Yeah, today we're going to try to stay awake. Because when it gets all
Anyway,
cozy like this,
It is, yeah.
it's nap time.
Where's that little heater come from?
That came from my house.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think that came from Amazon. It's just one of those little infrared,
Yeah.
energy efficient
Just perfect for hair.
fireplace. Yeah, and I thought we really needed something in here. We don't have any ventilation. We may work on that someday. We may not.
May not.
But we like it to be soundproof. I think that's more important.
Right.
We can get it cool and get it warm if
Yeah.
we need to. So
Well,
yeah.
anyway, this is Pastor Will and
Jimmy.
for the world famous Will and
Jimmy Show.
we don't ever have to do a second take on that one. We've got that right. Except for Uzoma, and she'll be telling them now that it's the Jim and
Willie Show.
right. Speaking of that, Jimmy, you'll be praying this week. They're having it is this week going
This
on
week,
now.
yep.
And we're so mixed up with our time
Yeah.
schedule between Africa and Tennessee and all of this, but they're actually doing the medical clinic now on the ground at our compound in Nigeria, and it's doing great things.
That's what we hear. Yeah.
So,
yep. Lots of
say a prayer for them.
Lots of needs being met over there.
Right.
And this is not. I mean, medical care, preventive care, surgeries,
Yes.
vision, dental, everything had no cost for the folks who were in need.
Right. They're actually shutting down a hospital, and all the staff there, everyone from the doctors to the janitors, are giving time to their community to help those who cannot help themselves. And it's all possible because of friends at Shades of Grace. Some of you, I won't try to call names, but sent us donations and said, please make sure that this work gets done in Nigeria. So somebody's life is being changed. Somebody's getting new hope for new life because that someone cared. So that's an important
In
part of ministry.
A lot of situations where there's really no hope.
Right.
There doesn't seem to be much hope. So these events are, we could use an event like that in our area.
Yes, we could.
And we have some of those
Absolutely.
from time to time. So that's a great thing to do.
Yep.
Yep. A lot of people in need.
So that's going on in the other side of the world right now in Nigeria. But keep the community in prayer. And we have a lot of plans there, a lot of good things happening, and more to come. So
And
we'll keep
hopefully
you posted.
we'll have some updates here soon to be able to share with you. And we'll share those on our Facebook page. And, there is a Shades of Grace International separate page.
Can you put a link up on that maybe to remind the people some way?
I can try to do that.
Or
Or
something.
I'll share it on our page.
Yeah, because
so
I
you
wanted
folks
to
can
mention
see.
that too, that there is a dedicated page called Shades of Grace International. And there are many, many videos posted on there that I haven't even looked at. How about you?
I've seen those, but and there's nothing really current. And the reason is we had a person hired over there that was helping us, and he was doing such a good job with communicating with us and sending us videos. And it's not always easy to send a video from Nigeria to the United States. We had to really get crafty and figure out a way, but something didn't work out with his employment, unfortunately, and that position has still not been filled, because that takes somebody that's very trustworthy and dependable to be able to do those sort of things. But we're still going to update it as we can.
Yes.
And I'm sure with this visit that Uzoma's on right now, we'll be getting lots of videos and pictures coming up and updates on the clinic, not just the clinic, but the progress of the foundation being built for the school and the church. There's a lot of things going on right now, almost so much
That-
with what we have going
Right.
on here in these four walls, it's hard to keep up with what's
Yes,
going
it
on
is.
over there.
It is.
There's so much all at once, but as soon as we get that information in,
Yeah.
we'll share it out with
But
you.
just go look at Shades of Grace
Mm-hmm.
International, and you should be able to find something there.
Right.
May I take this
Yep.
call?
Pause.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
Take
we're
two.
Here we are. We're back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I didn't turn my phone off, but I'll just leave it on. We may need to get it interrupted
Well, you
again.
never know. It's a chilly day here in Kingsport. We're actually recording this even earlier than we normally do. Today is Monday.
Yeah.
But tomorrow is a national holiday. It's Veterans Day.
Yeah.
A day of remembrance, and we're going to take that day off early. So we're going to go ahead. Plus, we don't know what the forecast is
Right.
going to be. If you look at one weather page, it says it's going to be this. If you look at another, it tells you something different. And I looked at the radar earlier today, and it showed Kingsport, and we were covered in snow on the radar. And I walked down, there was absolutely nothing
That's
falling.
that
So
magic dome over the I was
the
gonna say the
Eastman-
holy city, the model city.
the Eastman
Yeah.
bubble,
Yeah,
as they
the
call
Eastman
it.
bubble.
There's got to be something
But,
to that.
yeah,
But-
when I
but
left
you were
home
saying
this morning, I
yeah.
mean, it was snowing so hard. I mean, it was like a thick fog. You could hardly see to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get here and the roads were dry and there was nothing. But
None
anyway,
of that. None
you
of
know,
that.
the old saying, if you get the weather you like, you're paying the preacher.
Is that right? Okay.
You never heard
I've
that?
not heard
You've
that.
never heard that?
No.
Gosh,
No, that's good.
Yeah, growing up, I've heard that if you get a rain in the summer or whatever it is you're looking for, they say, well,
paying
you
the
must be
preacher.
paying the preacher.
Okay. Well,
And then I became the preacher.
can I borrow a few dollars?
Yes, sir. So anyway, how many of you all heard that old saying, you must be paying the preacher?
That's a new one to me, but
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
Anyway, well, this preacher loves snow, so
Well,
I
hey,
must have been given pretty good.
maybe you always get a little bit more than we do
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and but we'll see what happens. But
Well,
that's
by
why
the
we're
way,
here today.
we were going to guess the first snow, and we did that last week.
Yeah.
So does this one count for me? Or it's got to be here in Kingsport?
Yeah, let's say here in Kingsport, I
Okay.
think that's fair.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick. You picked your day.
I
Didn't you?
did, didn't I?
Did you say
Did we do it? I thought
no? We didn't, and
Oh.
and we're a day early. But I'm gonna tell you my day.
I thought we did this.
No, you picked yours, but I said I needed a
Oh,
little bit more
okay.
time.
All right.
So let me get to the count. And I told you I'm going to pick a later because
Yeah.
I'm being hopeful that it's going to be a warm, mild winter. I don't think it's going to be November. I don't think it's going to be December. I'm going to say Friday, January the 9th.
All right.
Friday, January the 9th.
Okay. We shall see.
We'll see.
We'll
But,
see.
because if you look at the forecast for this upcoming weekend, we're close to 70 again on Saturday. And this past Saturday, it was Friday, it was like 74 degrees. And I thought, how can this be? I'm outside walking, you're actually breaking a little bit of a sweat. And then even at night, like 8 o'clock at night, it was still 68 degrees. It's like, how in a couple of days is it going to be, wind chills in the teens? But boy, it happened.
Yeah.
It has definitely
So
happened.
that's why you can't depend on the forecast.
You
for
can't,
that. But
no.
I still hold to my December, what was it, 6th? What did
I think you said the 6th.
I think I said the December
Yeah.
6th.
So you're
So
December
I'm
6th.
holding on to that.
I'm January the 9th.
So we shall
So
see.
we'll see what happens. So everybody keep your eyes peeled for that.
Well, our friends from Canada was on last
Mm-hmm.
week. Charlotte was our guest. She returned back to Milton, Ontario. By the way, it's a one-day drive.
Mm-hmm.
She got home at 7:45 that evening.
Mm-hmm.
She left Kingsport in the morning. So they got their first snow,
Yep.
and they had
Yep.
just a good dusting to an inch or so.
Now where she was moved from, they had already had a
Sudbury.
pretty good measurable snow because that's
Right.
a pretty much a straight shot north. If I'm correct, Charlotte, don't fuss at me if I'm wrong, but I think
Right.
she moved about 4.5, 5 hours south, or so, a lot closer to Niagara Falls. She's
Yeah.
very close to that area.
Within an hour.
Yep. I would like that.
Yep.
That'd be okay. But you just never know what the weather's going to do around here. But we were prepared for this weather today. We've already seen a huge increase in the people coming needing meals
Yeah.
due to the SNAP benefits not happening in November, and still really no word on when that's going to be,
Right.
implemented back into place. I feel like it's, even once they say, okay, yes, we're going to start it again, it's going to be a little while before everybody gets things back to normal, if it ever gets back to normal. But we're prepared for that, and we've definitely seen an increase, not just in just our regular adult meals, but we've seen a large increase in the children's meals as well. Today, Monday, even with the temperatures as cold as it was, we did 15 children's meals. Just children's meals.
Okay.
And about 130 of the others. So a busy day. And, there's been times on cold, blustery days like today, they're usually kind of slow, but not today.
Right.
There's nowhere for a lot of folks to go.
Well, I believe on Friday, Jimmy, we did 27 children's
Yes.
children meals.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so there is a need, and thankfully we're able to pick up the slack on that. And
And thank you to so many different people and churches and groups who have come together and have
Yes.
called and asked specifically about those meals. What items do you need? What can we help with?
yes,
And those items have really been coming in to make a really special, good, more healthy, not that anything we serve is not healthy, but just a more healthy option
right.
than, Little Debbie cakes and Pop-Tarts
Right,
and that
right.
sort of
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Just trying to take care of the children. We've seen lots of smiles on those faces to those kids who get these that come here, and that's
They even got a little sticker now to put on the
Yeah.
bags.
yeah.
So
So
it's
and-
kid friendly.
Yep, and
We should
pack
start
those
putting a
bags full.
stuffed animal in each bag.
If I had that many, we
There's
would.
a whole bag in my office.
Oh, is there
Did
really?
you see that?
No.
They must have come in when you were gone.
Okay, must have been.
See what
Hey.
happens when you miss?
There you go.
But someone brought a whole bag full of stuffed, little stuffed toys.
Well, I was just looking the other day. My crate is getting empty, so
Well,
that's great.
whoever it was, I just remember saying, set them in there.
Okay.
Because we were busy.
Well, we'll
and
have
I
to-
forgot to tell you. So,
Well, we'll have to take a look and see.
Yeah.
Because the stuffed animals bring such joy to the kids who come here. And I remember one time there was a little girl that was in here. It's been a couple years ago, but she was probably 10, 11, maybe 12, and they had just experienced a house fire. I don't know if you remember that or
I
not.
think I do.
A very devastating house fire. They got out. The grandfather lived with them. The animals did not make it out.
I remember.
And they literally lost everything, including their vehicle, burned up in the fire. And when they came here, you could still smell the smoke on them, physically coming off of them. And I was debating. I had this little stuffed animal bear, and I was, I don't know, maybe she's too old for this, but, I just went ahead and did it anyway. And boy, talking about the hug that she gave that little teddy bear. And
You're
that's
never too old. Sometimes you're never too old to get something like that.
true.
You know.
And in a time like that, that's very needed. So a lot of you who watch help keep us stocked up on those, and I thank you for those. I'm always excited when those boxes come in,
Yeah.
and I know exactly when it's a box that comes from a little town called Greenback,
Greenback,
and it's
Tennessee.
so packed full, and the tape is barely holding on the sides. I know what's in there.
Diane Sims Rogers.
Yes, thank you.
No
Diane.
relation to Jimmy Rogers.
Not that we know of.
That you know of.
Not that we know of.
But I've never been to Greenback.
Same.
Never heard of it before until she became one of our virtual participants
Mm-hmm.
in worship. And now it seems like one of these days I'm going to find myself getting close enough to Greenback to kind of take a little side trip and find out what it's all
Make a
about.
little visit.
Yeah.
Hey, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
And you're going to be making some visits this week.
Well, I'm
too.
going to
You've
be
got-
making a few little side trips this
I
week
got to
too.
pay the preacher, as
Yeah,
they say.
that's
like
right.
you said.
That's right.
So what? Let's see. You start on Friday. Right?
Friday afternoon. Well, actually, we need to back up to
Okay.
1 o'clock Friday.
1 o'clock. Yes.
Go ahead and talk about
So we've been advertising this here. We're having a Safer Sanctuaries training meeting, and if you've heard us talk about that we are a safe sanctuary church and how important that is, and this is very important. We've not done this maybe ever, or it's
Right.
been a long time if we have. So our friend Reverend Pat Tipton is going to be teaching this class, and it's just
Yes.
going to give an updated refresher course on what being a safe sanctuary policy means, what the procedures are to that. So that's this Friday at 1 o'clock. We do ask if you are a volunteer here,
Right.
we ask you to please be a part of that. you really need to, if you want to volunteer, and
And if you plan to be, maybe you've already spoken to Jimmy or think about being a volunteer, or maybe have volunteered in the past and it's been a while and you'd like to come back, we need you to come to this training. It's going to
Yes.
be, what, an hour and a half?
hour and a half probably.
And
tops.
it'll be fun. It's not going to be anything boring. It'll be interactive, and you'll probably learn something. But the United Methodist Church takes very, very seriously the matter of safety
Absolutely.
in every aspect, and
Yes.
so we have to do this. It's just necessary.
Yeah, it's very important, it's important to be a safe sanctuary policy or a church. We do a lot behind the scenes to keep that in order,
Right.
and a lot of that is our constables
Yes.
that we have here 3 days a week, sometimes
Right.
more.
Yes.
If we need, and we have such a good relationship with those guys, with Dwayne and Chris and Kent and Scott.
Yeah, Scott.
Scott, and there's a few others that fill in from time to time, and we're very thankful for them. They're a great presence here,
Yes.
and I love seeing them building the relationships with the folks on the street,
Right.
and that's needed.
It is.
That's a bridge that really needs to be put together. So that's good to see. But that's part of the safe sanctuary, being a safe sanctuary
You-
church.
What's his name? Dwayne, Constable Dwayne was telling me last week that he was in the jail at Blunttville for something and was walking through, and people are, "Hey, Dwayne, hey, Officer Dwayne." And they said, "We know you from Shades of Grace." That's one day Steve and I were visiting the jail years ago, trying to assist one of our members that needed some counsel, and that we were being led back through the inner chamber, as I say, and there were people lying all over the floor and on top of each other, and they were all over the place. And people are, "Hey, Pastor Will, hey, Steve." And we knew a lot of them. Anyway,
I'd say we know even more now. Yeah.
but yeah, come on out
Yeah,
for that Friday, 1 o'clock, for that training. Now, then Friday evening, Steve is planning to join me, and we're going to be driving up to Rural Retreat, Virginia. And we're there, I believe, at 6 o'clock at the United Methodist Church, right in the middle of town. And it's on Church Street, actually.
Okay.
And we'll be sharing, and there'll be some other folks sharing. This is going to be a part of 3 different districts in our conference coming together to sponsor this. And I've been asked to participate and share. So if you live there, it's okay for you to come. You do not have to be Methodist. You do not have to be a member of the church. If you're wanting to learn a little more about the kingdom of God and what God might want you to do, who knows what might happen. Just show up.
Yeah.
You can come on Friday evening, 6 o'clock. And if you want to be there on Saturday, which I will not be there on Saturday, but you're welcome to attend that. But you need to register online. It doesn't cost anything, but they need to know who is going to be eating so they can have food for everybody. So,
Right.
but anyway,
I wonder if if they stream that service Friday
I'm
night.
not sure. I'm not sure.
No.
That's a good idea.
We'll take a look into that and see, and if they do, I'll share it over on our Shades of Grace
Sure.
page.
Okay.
So for those
Right.
of us that can't be there,
Okay, that's a good idea.
yeah.
I'll ask Jim about that. And hopefully I'm going to be bringing one of my recent books, the book Legion, Faces from God's Living Room, and give everybody in my particular class. There's supposed to be between 50 and 60 people
Right.
registered for the class that I'll be
pretty good.
helping lead. And I want to be able to give a gift to each family that's there.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
that's
gift.
nice, bearing gifts.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay,
gift.
then on Saturday morning, we'll be right back here in Kingsport, Tennessee for our Saturday morning worship service. And then on Sunday morning, the next day, I'm going to be right down the street at First Presbyterian Church at 8:50, I believe, 8:45, getting ready for a 9 o'clock gathering about Shades of Grace. They want to know how they can partner more with us. And they've been faithful partners
Oh yeah,
all along.
absolutely they have.
They really have.
Yes.
And then the next day on Monday evening, I'll be doing the Single Vision meeting at First Broad Street United Methodist Church, which is just beside the First Presbyterian Church in Church Circle. And I've done that, Jimmy, for about the past 14 years,
Yeah.
maybe 15, ever since I've been in the district.
Yeah.
Every
That's good.
every Thanksgiving week, and I think it's maybe a week early this time.
Yeah.
But they serve a meal, and then I do the meeting. So
That's
that's
good.
my schedule for the next few days. How about you all?
Is that it?
That's,
That's all?
we don't know what else. That's just what I know about. So
Yeah, you've got a busy
this old
weekend.
preacher man stays kind of busy.
You do. You
And
do.
actually, you told me I'd gotten another call this morning for someone wanting me to come to Dungannon, Virginia,
Fort Blackmore.
Fort Blackmore.
Towards the end of
And,
the month.
you know, I've got to make a call about that.
Yep.
And, you know, it's just, we never know.
You don't ever know what each week, what each
No.
day, what each morning is going to bring.
No, didn't we have a
No.
good service Saturday?
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good. That song that Landon sang, I forgot the title of it again. But,
I can't quit now.
I Can't Quit. Yeah, that's
I
it.
think that's it.
Yeah.
Just can't quit now.
Such a perfect song
Yeah,
for anybody who works in any capacity of ministry.
right.
You know, because it gets hard.
And especially
It
in
does
the
get hard.
confusion of the secular world, and all of that gets carried into the churches by the people, and the next thing you know, we just have a very convoluted and mixed up view of what we're doing in church, and it gets sometimes it does get discouraging.
It does. You get tired, you get weary,
Right.
but then for me it doesn't last
Right.
long. The Lord always comes in and brings somebody through the doors that blesses me much more than we could
Yes.
ever
Oh,
bless
yes.
them.
Yes.
And
Well, we had some new volunteers who came last
we
week,
did.
and that was Art and Barbara Duvall.
Yep. And they may be
And-
watching this tonight.
You may be tonight, but thank you all so
Mm-hmm.
much. It was a joy to see you, and we're just always glad to welcome faithful volunteers to come
Yes.
in.
And
You know,
the-
another thing, Jimmy, some folks have been asking me, and I'm not sure whether you're getting the same information about how they can volunteer on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So are you getting those kind of calls?
Getting several calls.
And what are you telling them?
Well, we right now we don't have any for Thanksgiving Day. We don't have anything. Our meal is going to be Wednesday prior to
Okay.
Thanksgiving, and usually on Thanksgiving Day we either have leftovers of the Thanksgiving meal or we just do our regular.
Or
meals.
somebody will just pop in
Right.
and bring 4
And
turkeys.
that happens every year too. But if you are interested, just call us and talk to us, and we'll do our best to
Yeah.
find a place for you. I know we were talking about Barbara and Art. She called this morning and right here before Thanksgiving, because that week of Thanksgiving, the groups who normally help during that week were wanting to move it back a week because of the holiday. So we're really kind of cram-packed with people here and there, but we can always find room.
Yeah, come
So
on
if you're
down.
interested on Thanksgiving, just reach out and let us know, and we'll find a home. We'll just be doing the meals that
And
day.
if nothing more, if there's enough people working and serving, just sit down with someone
Mm-hmm.
you've never met before. You might make a wonderful friend just sitting and sharing.
Mm.
So come on out. Holidays can be lonely for a lot of people. You know, we always have a lot of people show up wanting to help out on those special days.
Yep.
And
That's good.
we do serve every Thanksgiving Day and every Christmas Day,
Correct.
as we do every Monday through Friday. There would have to be a real serious, drastic disaster or something to keep us from serving our Monday through Friday meals, right?
Correct, right. Yes.
So
Yeah.
we always serve regardless of what day of the week it is, Monday through Friday.
And that's coming up. So,
Yeah.
one of my favorite days of the year is always that Wednesday before Thanksgiving. For the last few years that I've been here, Valley Parish churches
Yes.
have all got together
Yes.
and provided a meal. And that's one of my favorite days,
Yeah.
is serving that meal and seeing the folks on that day. It's something special. It's a nice warm
Mm-hmm.
meal. And and even with the struggles that the folks go through that come here, they're always so thankful and grateful for what they do have.
That's true.
And it's a humbling experience for when, like we were talking about, we let these, little things bother us in the scope of everything. That doesn't mean a thing. They're just little foxes,
Right,
as
right.
you say, little foxes. Or we have another word for that, but I won't repeat it. That's just a little inside joke between Pastor Will and I. We'll leave that
Yeah.
off the cameras, but just those little things that we let just consume us and
Right.
bother us. And
Right.
and that song that Landon sang. And you know what? Tonight, let's end the show with that. How's that?
He has another one too that he sang this past week. Don't let the battle steal your joy.
Yeah.
Steal your. Is that it? Steal your praise.
The one-
Don't
Steal
let the
Your
battle
Praise,
steal
yeah.
your
The
praise.
one that Emma Quinn
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
But that was a great one. I can't quit.
But let's end the show with that tonight, just
Yeah.
in case you missed that,
Yeah.
because that really, I told Landon that song really touched me.
I was so
because
glad to hear that.
we let these things bother us, and there's that assumption that, well, you work in a church, you're in the Lord's house all day, boy, things must be good, and I'm not complaining, things are good, but we do have hard days,
Yeah.
and we struggle a lot of times with those who come in and are struggling. It's important to stay above it so you can help these folks instead of getting down there with them. But you still hurt with them. You
Right.
still grieve
Right.
with them. And me personally, what bothers me the most is there's times when I don't know what to do.
Right.
I don't know what to suggest or where to even start, and that hurts and that's hard, and it gets to you, and it makes you weary at times, but it doesn't last long. It
Right.
does
That's true.
when the God's called you to do something, He gives you everything you need, and you're like
Well-
Dr. Smith says in the old toolbox.
Right.
He gives you every tool in your toolbox that you need to help these
Well,
folks.
just like last week, the phone rang. You were talking to our friend Ronnie. We call him
Yeah.
Little Ronnie.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got a nickname. Everybody
Yeah.
knows Ronnie from here, and he was somewhere in Nashville.
He's in
or-
Nashville. Yeah.
And he was clean. Yeah, go ahead and tell the
He's-
story. Some of you
know,
volunteers, some of you friends from Shades will remember Johnny. I'm
Ronnie,
sorry, Ronnie. Sorry about that.
Ronnie. Everybody, the whole
Yeah.
community knows,
Yeah,
knows Ronnie. He was when we've been worried about him. We've just been talking about him, wonder where he is,
Right.
and we know that Ronnie has an illness that's not good, and we've seen him very
Right.
sick before,
Right.
so that goes through your mind. But when he called, he was very excited to share that he was 100 days clean.
Wow.
That he's in a rehab now, but getting ready to go to a long-term recovery in the Nashville, right outside of Nashville, and looks like he's going to stay there.
Good.
He didn't necessarily want to come back. And I told him I think that's the best decision you can make would be to stay out of Kingsport.
Yes.
And that's not that we don't love Ronnie, but we love him enough to where we want him to prosper.
There's death
And-
in these
and
streets.
When you come back to what you're used to, you're going to go right back to it.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, I want to share this. Just in the last week, 10 days, we've had 3 people here at Shades that have been involved with us for the last couple of years that have reached some big milestones.
Okay.
And I'm going to name them by name because I know that they wouldn't mind.
Right.
Okay. So first, our friend Amy Hickman, she hit 8 months clean. Our friend Carol Ann, if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you probably saw that picture. Carol Ann hit 7 months
Yeah,
clean.
she looks so good.
She looked. I didn't recognize her, folks, until she smiled. And then our friend Jason McCamey. I've known Jason my whole life. He hit 6 months clean. So we've got 6, 7, and 8 months for 3 people who've had a really hard, long road, and they are doing so great. And let's pray for them and continue
Yes.
to pray for them, and all the others that maybe we don't know about that are celebrating or just trying to get it together.
Yes.
That's big, folks. I mean, that warms my heart more than I could ever tell you to see these people who I have seen at their works, to see them doing so well and so happy with being sober. Just one of them told me it's just, there's such a whole different outlook. I used to dread every day because I woke up and was thinking about, okay, where am I going to get a couple of dollars for my next fix? Then where am I going to get my fix?
Yeah.
And then once it's wearing down, where am I going to get
Yeah.
the next one? And it's just that constant battle over and over and over. And she said, I don't worry about that anymore. God is so, and all 3 of them will be the first to tell you they thank God. They know that they could not do this without the strength of God.
Right.
So to have these folks call, and then Ronnie makes number
That's
4.
number 4.
So that he's 100 days. That's wonderful. That's
is.
great. And we've got there's a lot of resources here in this area that will help with
Yes.
that. If you want it, you just have to get to that point where
Right.
you want it bad
Right.
enough, where you're tired of living that life and you know that it's going nowhere. So thank you, Lord, for this,
And,
to
you
be
know,
able to tell you about this today,
yeah.
and just continue to pray for these people.
Yeah.
They're all special people,
Yeah.
and I know that they can do this.
Well, these
I
are
know
all
they can.
these are 4 that we know about, and there's a lot more that we probably are
Sure.
not even aware of.
Yeah.
And I want to put in a good word for Preaching Christ
Mm-hmm.
Church and Pastor Chad Roberts, who's just a few blocks from us on East Sullivan Street.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a large sign that says addiction stops here. And they have a great, I guess, is it AA or
Celebrate Recovery.
Celebrate
Camp.
Recovery?
Yeah.
There going on. And then First Broad Street, United Methodist. There are lots of recovery places right here downtown. And if you know someone who is in need of recovery, got to start somewhere. We can point you to some good places to begin.
Right. There are resources literally available every day of the
Yes.
week, sometimes at multiple times throughout the
Right.
day. So if you do know someone that's really interested in doing that, send them to talk to us, reach
Right.
out to us, and we'll definitely get that started.
Right.
You were saying that there's a lot of folks that are celebrating these victories, nothing short of a victory, that we just don't know about.
Right.
And I pray that it's some that we haven't seen in a long time, like Ronnie. We were
Talking to him in the last 2 weeks. I really was fearful that something
fearful of the
had
worst,
happened,
yeah,
with
because we know how bad his health was,
yes.
and that was my fear. But I pray that there's many more that we haven't seen, that we think about often, and we wonder where they are. I hope that they're celebrating those victories today too. And if not, maybe they're close to getting to that point. Because we read too many times or hear too many times with the worst.
Right.
We hear that somebody has overdosed or
Right.
maybe gotten a pretty large drug conviction and going to
Yeah.
spend some time away, or
Yeah.
have passed.
Yeah.
Um,
And the worst
the
part of
addiction.
it, some that are missing that you never hear from again, and
yeah,
they just don't know.
right. So anyhow,
All right, so that's some good news in the midst of some bad news.
Yep.
And then coming up, let's see, we've got the movie coming up
We
here
do.
in what, 2
it's
weeks?
on November the 20th. So that's coming up real
That's,
soon.
Um,
That's a
week from tomorrow night.
A week,
Can that
yep,
be?
That's right.
oh my goodness.
Yes, it is. And this
A
one
week.
come up on us really
Yeah.
fast. But normally we would do it it would be Thanksgiving Day, but we're going to pull it back and do it on Thursday the 20th. It's called The Great Turkey Town Miracle
Yeah.
is the movie. And you watched the preview.
I saw the
think
preview.
I'd
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
never heard of this movie. It's a newer film that's out. Looks like it's a really good.
Perfect
really
for
good.
the season.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The Turkey Town.
The little description on the movie says 2 loaves. Well, how did they word it?
5 pumpkins and 2 turkeys.
Shoot, I can't remember what it said
I
now.
don't remember.
But anyway,
The loaves and the fishes.
the
were
loaves and the
multiplied.
fishes, right? And now they're needing 4,000 turkeys. And just a little backstory on what the movie's about. There's a local kind of big shot radio DJ that everybody knows, been on the radio forever, and a company comes in and buys the radio station out, and he loses his job. And he has a really hard time finding a job because all he knows is radio. And he starts working for a nonprofit that kind of helps operate a shelter of some type. And it's coming up on Thanksgiving, and they've got to find 4,000 turkeys to fill the turkey boxes for Thanksgiving. That's what he's in charge of. So I know it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
I'm excited about it.
And then we'll be planning our Christmas movie and a special Christmas event to coincide with that too, that's in the works right now. So as soon as we get all those details together, we'll put the word
Yeah.
out there.
Well, you know what we need to do, Jimmy,
What's
also,
that?
since we always do refreshments with our movies, we need to slice up some pumpkin pies and
Ooh.
pecan pies, and cold turkey sandwiches.
Hey, there you go.
Wouldn't that be good?
We need to talk to the captain
To
about that.
have it for our little matinee there on Thursday before
That
Thanksgiving.
would be good.
Yeah.
That would be very good.
Or what about a turkey flavored milkshake or
I don't know
something?
about that. I'll go for the pumpkin pie.
Or maybe cinnamon flavor latte
Pumpkin
or something.
spice
Yeah.
that everybody
Anyway,
likes.
we could at least flavor the place up
Yeah.
with some pumpkins.
Something
or something.
special.
Okay, then we're moving on toward the first of the month of December.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the week after Thanksgiving, Advent begins. Can you believe it?
It does.
And that's only 4 weeks until Christmas, 4 Sundays. It's the 4 weekends before Christmas. And we talk about love, hope, joy, and peace. Not particularly in that order, but those are the 4 themes of Advent. But then tell me about the Nigerian date.
That's Sunday, December the 7th.
December 7th, keep that on your calendar. You'll be hearing more about it. We're doing a Sunday worship service. We don't do Sunday church, but for once this old Methodist church is going to be open on Sunday.
It's been a long time.
But anyway, we'll be doing our Saturday morning church as we always do. Then a special service on Sunday, December 7th, to celebrate our 5th anniversary of Shades of Grace International. And we're going to begin with a lunch at 12 o'clock, and we're going to have all the Nigerian foods. Now, some of you love the hot, spicy, ethnic foods from Nigeria, and others of you kind of say, I can't handle it too much. Some of it I really like, some of it I kind of give over to someone else.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to bring a side dish if you want to add to it, because we're inviting the entire Nigerian community of the Tri-Cities to this service on Sunday. We're going to eat at 12 o'clock until 1. At 1 o'clock, our special celebration, 5th year, will begin.
5 years.
5 years.
Wow.
And Dr. Smitty is going to be the preacher of the hour. And the sermon is, Who is this Jesus?
That's right.
I'm excited about
I'm
that.
excited too.
So that's going to be a great day. Invite a friend. If you want to see the Nigerian music, and, a couple of years ago, I was wearing that big, pants and
Yeah.
shirt they gave me.
Yeah.
We were all dancing, and my pants were held up with a drawstring, and guess what happened?
They went down.
They went down.
Yeah. Good thing
Down.
your shirt was long enough, and you had something
Yeah.
on under that too.
That's right. Yeah, be sure to always wear something under. Be careful there. But yeah, we always have fun on that
Yes.
day.
Yes.
And this one was too important to kind of just throw into the midst of a service already scheduled for Advent. So
Yeah, it deserves its own
Yeah,
day.
it deserves its own
I'm
place.
excited about that.
yeah, in 5
Yeah.
years.
And if you're, I'm kind of that way on the food too. But the folks who are serving, they will tell you, yes, this is very spicy, because not all of it is.
Right.
But it's at least interesting to try just different cultures, because it is
Yeah,
very different.
It is, yes.
Very different than what we're used to
Yeah.
here. So come be a part of that.
It doesn't seem like a
And-
year since we've had that.
No, it doesn't.
But-
You're right, it doesn't.
Jimmy, I was
No.
just sitting here thinking, everything we do is without charge. It's free by faith in Jesus' name. Freely we receive, freely we give. But I was just sitting here listening to you talk, trying to figure it up in my mind. We, in the last 5 years, have committed $2,000 every month to our Nigerian ministry, Shades of Grace International.
Right.
$2,000 a month times 12 is $24,000, and we always throw in at least an extra one there. So say $25,000 a year for 5 years. Can you believe we've given $125,000? Could that be right?
That's right. That's right.
I mean, that's
And
how
I'm-
easy it happens, and we didn't even know we're doing it.
And I think that's on the lower end too,
Yeah.
because we've had special offerings
Yes.
dedicated.
And we've dug
Right.
wells.
Uh-huh.
In addition to that, we've
Right.
dug wells. Jim and Betty Wood, there's a
Yes.
well.
There's their name on it.
There's a
Yeah.
wood well.
Yeah, the wood, yeah.
A water well
Yeah.
with wood on it. Okay. But Jim and Betty and several other people have helped us with the water wells in Africa. And just, isn't that amazing?
And this medical clinic that's
Yes.
going on right now the big concern was supplies.
Yes.
We do not have enough supplies to be able to do this free of charge. So everyone here at Shades of Grace has got together, and the goal was $5,000 for that medical clinic that's going on now, and we were able to reach that
Yes, we did.
$5,000, and it's there already buying
And-
those supplies.
And,
So-
you know, as we do that, but God has blessed us through faithfulness of a congregation in a storefront building that this past month we were able to pay off in full. We own 4 buildings paid in full right here on East Sullivan Street. We've done this work in Africa. It's amazing when you think about what God has done.
Yeah.
And we didn't even work hard to do it. We just, you know, God just says
That's
do
right.
it.
Do
He
it.
uses
Right.
our hands
Right.
to do it, and He provides the needs.
And when we get those nudges, we talk about that
Yes.
from God. When somebody comes in, there's a situation that's maybe something that we don't normally
Right.
are able to help with. If we get that nudge, we do it.
Right.
And I know last week, towards the end of the week, we were having lots of people come in. They
You're
were about to
getting
be
19 and 20 calls a day.
yeah, but not just about food, but about evictions
Yes.
and electric being there was already cut off, and we partner with KCMC on those, and we talk about that a lot. But KCMC, where all the other agencies early this year got their government and federal funding cut, and it's not come back. If it ever
Wow.
comes back, that's put a big increase on KCMC, which doesn't get that type of funding. They're strictly funded by some churches here in this area,
Right.
including Shades of Grace. So can you imagine how many calls a day that they've increased
Oh, yeah.
by, to the point to where they're having to work by appointment? And I don't know them to ever
I've never
have to
known
do
that.
that.
Right.
So the process is now you go in, you fill out an application. Usually you could see somebody that day and you would know if you were approved and for how much. And but now you have to do the application, then they set up an appointment, and last week it was like a week out. So there were some folks that came, and also where they're stretched a little bit more thin, they're not, the amount that they help with is not as much as it used to be.
Right.
And that's understandable. They want to be able to help. So last week, they were only able to help with most that I saw was $150, which, I mean, that's $150 is a lot.
Yes.
But if you've got an $800 rent, it's not a lot. And we were meeting people that we've never met before.
Right.
We were meeting people who have never been in this situation before. And you can tell.
Yeah.
You can easily tell by talking to folks. And by the generosity of all of our givers and God's help with this to know what to do and what not to do, we were able to help several families be able to not be evicted, be able to get their electric back on or not have it turned off that day. Because I was just thinking, you know, we know what's coming, what's
Yeah.
here today, this
Yeah.
weather.
Right.
And if they cut the electric off, and it's always easier to pay while it's still on than when it's turned off, because it's always a lot more to get it reconnected. So we were able to do a lot more last week than we're normally able to do. And I know that those calls are going to increase, and we will do what God leads us to do, and we'll worry about the
Right.
rest later.
Well, and that is true, and that's one thing that I try to share with folks wherever I go. None of this could have happened in the last 11 years with Shades of Grace if it wasn't for the fact that we trust God in all of it.
Right.
And that you trust us to administer the money and the resources that you give us in a way that would bring honor to the Lord and not just, you know, let it go to the wind and
Right.
blow away. And because we've tried to be faithful, I believe the Lord has truly stretched that and blesses us in so many ways, don't
And
you?
that's what we try to do. We try not to be just a Band-Aid fix for
Right.
somebody. We try to help them in a way that's going to help more long-term
Right.
than just you help now. Yeah, it keeps the power on for another couple of weeks, but then you're going to be right back in
Right.
that same situation,
Right.
needing the same help next month. We try to help that not be the case.
Or then sometimes you meet someone who's going to be evicted, and we know for a fact that they get a decent check. And when we ask them about it, there's one guy who says, "Well, there are other things I wanted to do with my money."
At least he was honest with us, and that's what.
Not very many
yeah.
people are that honest,
No.
but
No.
I think he enjoyed the company of female ladies. You know,
That's-
just kind of keeping it mild.
That's where the money went. Yeah.
Well, but see, and in that situation, we did not assist. We've known this person for years, and we love him. We pray for him, but we can't. In a situation like that, then we don't help.
And just what he had done was there was a little loophole in the situation. Property management companies had changed like 3 times within about a year and a half, and they weren't really keeping good records and keeping track of who hadn't paid and who had. So he didn't pay 1 month, he didn't pay 2, didn't pay 3, and nobody was catching on. So he said, if they don't care, I don't care. Then the 3rd or 4th owners come in and they cared. And they wanted all that rent, and I think it was like $5,000. And he has a very low rent because it's income based. But the good news is he was able to work it out with them and catch everything up and stay there. But still, the ones
work it out in a trade.
We had one gentleman come in last week, and I could tell he had never been here before. And what had happened is his significant other had passed away earlier this year, and her income was gone.
Yeah.
And he gets a monthly check, but he was also working part-time. And those part-time hours had been, he said one week he worked 4 hours. He said it cost me more in gas to drive there than it does in what I'm making. But we were able to work with him and get that with another agency and the property management company. And when I called and spoke to them about this gentleman, when I said his name, she said, "Oh yeah." She said, "We just love him, and thank you."
She called you.
Thank you, thank you for willing to help him, and you're doing a good thing. We're going to work with him to where he's not going to lose his place. She said, we're going to figure out some way, somehow, because I think they've lived there 8, maybe 9 years. Lived there a long time.
And he was a victim of circumstance, lost half of the income.
Right.
So
very, very suddenly, unexpected, and just really trying his best. And when you sit down and you talk to the folks, spend a few minutes with them, you learn to kind of tell if it's a true need or if this is the 5th church this month that they've been to trying to give the same kind of help.
Right.
It's very obvious, but we try to help. And last week it was hard. There was several families in here that were on just the verge of losing everything. And the problem is you think, well, you could just move to another place. Well, you can't. There's nowhere to go.
Right.
There's literally nowhere. And if you get out, it's hard to tell how long it's going to be before you get back into another place.
Yeah, if you're in a place, and I know we're heading into winter, but if you are in a secure place right now and you're not really particularly happy with it, I would really think twice before I would voluntarily leave, because there's just no places out here that you're going to find with probably what you're paying now. And then you're going to have to double that to pay another deposit and all of that. So really think twice about it. And better days will come, but it may be that if you can get through the winter, would be best.
And that gives you some time
Right.
to make a plan. My one suggestion to folks is that just don't wait to the last minute.
Right.
You know what's coming up.
Right.
But I know there's that little thing called pride that gets in the way. And it's and for folks who don't ask for help, it's embarrassing to have to humble yourself and come in. And I know this little man, he was so embarrassed to come in, and he was almost frightened, to ask for help. You could tell he had not done that before. But just, there's places that will help, but it has to be done in a time frame. So like today I got a call, someone's electric was going to be turned off at 10 a.m. this morning. And there's absolutely nothing that we could do.
And they call you at 10 after 10.
That could be that quick, If it would have been a little earlier, maybe there was something that could be done.
Occasionally I will speak to people, I'll say, why, if you know that your power is going to be cut off tomorrow, why did you call me today?
Yeah.
Why did you call us today? Because sometimes there are situations that even if you qualify with us, and we do have the resources, that we're not going to be able to get a check written or signed or whatever in the short time that you need. And then if you get it cut off, that's just going to add that much more onto your bill to pay it back.
Because especially like electric, to get it turned back, normally your disconnect is just a portion of what you owe. Maybe like what's 60 and 90 days past due. But if it gets disconnected, you have to pay your full balance, in a reconnection fee, which is usually $50 on top of that, and sometimes they even require you to pay an additional deposit on top of what you've already paid.
Well,
And I've seen it as low as $10, and I've seen them as much as $500 or $600 on top of the bill. That's how, when we talk about these electric bills that are $2,000, $3,000, that's what we're running into.
right.
And that there's a lot of the assistance for electric that people apply for each year called LIHEAP. I'm sure
Yes,
you've heard
yeah,
of
I
that.
have.
You hear about that a lot in the news, but that's kind of on that cutting block. And I hear people tell me they say it's going to be available the first of next month, and then that month comes. Well, it's not going to be this month; it's going to be next month, and then just so on and so on. And that electric bill just piles up and piles up to where it's so high
Right.
that not one person, not one church agency can pay that much to keep it on. So, and that's just another thing that we work with here. We always try to find a way
Yeah.
to keep them on, keep everything that these folks need. But sometimes it's not possible.
Right.
Sometimes.
Well, we do try to address every need that comes in these doors. We don't just blank turn, just turning somebody away without listening to their story.
Right.
And
Right. And we hear some stories.
and we do hear some stories. And,
Yeah.
but I mean, we try. We
Absolutely.
try to. I have this old cliche that I've used for years, and you Bible students can tell me where it is found and in what book of the Bible, and whether it's in the Old Testament or the New Testament. But I talk about having wisdom to be able to split the baby. You ever heard me say that? You ever heard me use that term?
I've heard you say that.
Split the baby.
Yeah.
That's in the Bible.
Yes.
The
I don't know where.
the two ladies had children, and they were both born, and one of them, rolled over in the night and smothered the baby. Anyway, the long story short, the one mother who wanted the baby that wasn't hers, they had to call for Solomon for wisdom. And he said, well, the only thing I know to do is let's hold the baby up, and let's split him half in two and give half to you and half to her. And that way you'll both be satisfied. And the one lady started crying and said, no, don't do that. Of course, he knew she was the mother who cared enough for her living child. So there's some interesting stories in the Bible.
There is.
But I use that phrase a lot about splitting the baby.
Yeah. We have to split the baby sometimes around here, don't we?
Yeah, and we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but we do that too occasionally.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on,
Yep.
and we're going to be here at the end of the month, and I wanted to express a couple of words here of prayer for the Allgood family. I know that Teresa watches us pretty much all the time, and recently lost the love of her life, Ron, who was a very good friend to this ministry here. And I know that life is so different. And as she described it, their hearts are broken. But we want you to know we're praying for you.
We are.
We're praying for the Allgood family. We're praying for the family of Wanda Berry, who passed away.
Yeah.
And there's just so many friends of our ministry, people who have, a lady that came 2 weeks ago, the two ladies who came from California and Florida.
Yeah.
One of them lost her husband yesterday.
Oh, really?
I just got the text.
Oh.
So to Audrey, let's see, let me get that right. I'm going to have to look it up. I'll get it here in a minute. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I'm trying to, and your sister.
Yes,
As well.
I want you to remember.
Sandy
my
watches
sister.
us a lot here on
Yes.
Wednesday nights as well.
Yes, my sister Sandy had a heart attack, so remember her. Tamisha, one of our longtime members, sister, the last I heard was on a ventilator. I don't have an update. But also her other sister is very sick. This lady, Lori Murphy, has lost her husband, and so we keep her. Lori, I know that you have been watching some of this, and that's the sisters-in-law. She is a sister-in-law of Ann Daniels. So anyway, God bless you. It's hard to keep it all together, but we're doing our best. But know that we do care. The Bible says to bear one another's burdens, and in doing so, you fulfill the love of Christ. So we love you.
we do.
Mr. Earl, we missed your visit this week. He texted and said he couldn't make his visit because old man Winter had other plans.
Yeah.
But Earl, we missed you stopping by today. And also
we miss Miss Bell.
Miss Bell.
Yeah, we miss her. We
Miss
didn't get
Bell.
to see her like we used to.
Yeah,
But we
Miss
still
Bell.
love you, Miss Bell.
We miss you, Belly.
And
Miss
I just got my watch. Just got a notification. It says snow will begin at your location around 5 minutes from now and will continue over the next few hours.
Okay.
So maybe this
Well,
is it.
we're getting ready to
I guess
find
by the,
out
I
for
guess by the
sure.
time we watch this on Wednesday night, we will know,
We'll know
what
Yeah.
happened.
Yes, we'll know.
So I want to close out tonight with that song.
Yes.
I do want to share that again
and
with
you're
everybody.
cleaning up, you're closing out and I'm cleaning up.
You okay?
I'm
We need to-
picking out
Cough drop.
cough
wrappers.
drop wrappers here from my drawer, okay?
All right.
All right.
Well, let's close it out with this song. Just take a few minutes, sit back and listen to the words of this song. I think it'll touch your heart.
All right. Here's Landon for you.
All right.
God bless you, friends. Good
Yes.
night. You like this singing? Come on out Saturday morning and you'll get a whole lot more of it, okay?
And if you don't like it, come anyway.
Come anyway. Good night.
Good night.
What if every weary preacher laid their Bible on the shelf? Every Sunday school teacher gave their job to someone else? What if every faithful worker decided they were through? And all our prayer warriors chose to give up too? What a tragedy all of this would be. Lord, it helps me to see I can't give up no matter what comes my way. I might be weary and battle scarred, but that's okay. It will be worth it all just to hear him say, well done. In spite of everything, you have been so good to me. I can't give up. My name may not be great, and my labor may seem small, but no matter what you ask of me, I will give my all. In spite of all my failures, you've helped me, Lord, to see that so many lives, they're depending on me. I admit sometimes I get so tired, but I love you, Jesus, and I've made up my mind. I can't give up no matter what comes my way. I might be weary and battle scarred, but that's okay. It will be worth it all just to hear you say, well done. In spite of everything, you have been so good to me. I can't give up. May I help someone else who's fallen on their knees to get back up and say, Lord, you can count on me. I can't give up no matter what comes my way. I might be weary and battle scarred, but that's okay. It will be worth it all just to hear you say, well done. In spite of everything, you have been so good to me. I can't give up.